TNT, this is our women's specific cable board, and it's an absolute weapon on the water. And I know that because Campbell Scarborough rode this at our shoot this year and absolutely destroyed it on the water, and it was really fun to watch. So let's move into why this board is so sick and all the features that come along with it. So if you're looking at the top deck, it's super clean, and that allows you to feel all the characteristics that are underneath the top layer. You can really feel the dynamic in the glass and how it's laid out, and it gives this board a really unique and nice flowy transition in your flex points. There's no hinge points, so it's just a smooth, really rolling onto the nose or tail board. Moving on to the bottom of the board, that's where we have a little bit more here to talk about. First thing is our mid-body channel lines. This allows you to just have a little bit of hold on the water. They're not super deep, so you still feel a little bit, slippery out there, kind of moving along, but you do have that channel. So when you do want to get on edge and, rail into something, you have a little bit more stability on the water. We have a 360-degree beveled edge. Super important because it allows all the things to go underneath your board. So say there's a lifted up piece on the rail, the water's chattery, or whatever's going on underneath foot, it goes underneath those rails and allows you to not get hung up so hard. So if we take a look at the profile, it's really nice and wide here, but you can see it taper down kind of a little bit into the tip and tail. And what that does is it allows you to have a lot of surface underneath the middle of the board where you're landing, your landing zones, but then it gives you a little bit more control and a little bit more pivoting action off of the tip and tail. So if we take a look at the way that this board tapers down to the tip and tail, that kind of shows you how the characteristics of the flex are kind of aligned with this. It's gonna hold a little bit more underneath your boots, and you need that so when you're landing off kickers, you're going huge, it's got something to hold on. But as you kind of taper down into the tip and tail, you can see it narrow right here, and that's where you're gonna start to feel a lot of the flex characteristics come into this board. It allows the board to really just feel like you're rolling up on your tip and tail, but again, there's no hinge points, so it feels continuous and it feels just very fluid. So while we're talking about the profile of this board, let's talk about the urethane sidewall that goes all the way around the board. That's gonna create a strong board, so if you hit it against anything, a rail or whatever coming off the dock, it's not gonna break down and you're gonna have a lot of life out of this board. So all of our boards come equipped with a centered base on the bottom. So does this board. It's just the strongest material that we have in our space, and we wanted to put this on the board to make it absolute bomb proof. And on top of that, with our female cable collective specific stuff, we have a Satin Flex, which allows this board just to give a little bit more of a softer feel on the water. So the sizes that the TNT comes in is a 143 and 148. Yeah, it's an all-around great wakeboard for women out there. It shreds hard, and man, if you're trying to push the limits, this is a great board to do it on.